it's Linda at Full Moon Studio. Welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of making Lisa's journal, and I'm going to start sorting out the pages and getting them into some sort of order. But before I do that, I need to tell you about the cover, because I had a wee bit of an oops and I've had to mount a rescue mission, and I thought you may as well see my mistakes and hopefully not repeat them. If you remember, I had made the cover and covered it in paper, and then I was going to put in pockets and stitch them. But the very last thing I did, having stuck all the paper in, I put some of that burlap ribbon on the spine. And it was only after I switched the camera off that I realised, of course, I wanted to stitch up here, you know, and up here. And I thought, it's not going to work. It's going to be too much to go through. I don't think it'll look all right. If I'd just been going around about there, it would have been fine. But I just thought, you know what? I don't want it up there and up there. But I do want to be able to do it up there and up there, if that makes sense. In other words, I wanted it to show here, but not here. So, of course, I pulled off the fabric and a fair old bit of paper with it. So I've recovered it in this... I don't really know what it is, a linen. It's a linen, that's right, which is nice and strong, and obviously I've got a wee bit more on it than I really want, but I'm going to live with it. So that's my cover kind of redone, and as I say, I've got my pockets good to go. Let me just show you. While I had the sewing machine out, I was zipping round and sewing up a few bits of ephemera as well. So my pockets work there and there, no problem. That's okay. And let's have a look at the pages. So I've pulled out a fairly eclectic mix, and I've got them into kind of an order, because, you know, I thought otherwise you'd be getting bored seeing me going, will I put it here, will I put it there, backwards, forwards. But I wanted it to be not too matchy and fairly random. So definitely this is going as my first page here. And that is going to be my middle page. And pretty much I think I've cut these to size. So my biggest size, my size for the pages is going to be 5 by 7, but I'm not going to cut them all to a uniform size. I'm going to, you know, do them shorter, longer, and whatever. For instance, this is just a piece of 8 by 8 paper, but it will go in. I think it probably is going to go about there. I have got, again, while I had the sewing machine out, I wanted to put this in, and it's September, which is Lisa's birthday, and the dates on the back of this didn't correspond with her birthday, so I pulled out the page that had the right number on. So that I want to make into a pocket. So we'll let's just, you know, kind of shove things in, and then we'll move things about. I've got some straw paper, not sure. Let's put it in, and then let's just mess about and see what we think. Oh. I've got this doily, and it's a big one, and I haven't been able to use these big ones before, so that's good. I'll probably have to chop it, but let's pop that in there. That might work. Yeah, that's not right, but anyway, as I say, we'll just play along and see what we get. So this is a piece of squared paper. I picked up in an old shop in Glasgow, and I've tea dyed it, so it's got a kind of a cranky look to it. I think that could go there. And then this is some writing paper, and I think I want it to go there. I can't remember, you know, I had a sort of a plan, but nothing too exciting. Let's see. This I've ripped out of a piece of Daphne's diary, so that might go in there. that is definitely my centre page because it's got the moon on it, and Lisa is Angel Moon Creation, so I had to get a moon in there somewhere. This is a piece of my dyed paper, and I've dyed it with food colouring, so I'll maybe stick that there. That would go there, wouldn't it? Then I've got this, which I thought was very pretty. It's from a garden, one of those kind of journals. And I've also got these lupins, and you know the theme is L, so I thought L for lupin, and I think what we'll do with that is I'm going to make a kind of a hinged page with that. So that can go in somewhere. Not there, obviously. Just pop it there for now. Thistles. Yep, thistles from a botanical book, obviously for Scotland. So they need to go in somewhere. And then I've got, following up with the L theme, I've got a page from a child's alphabet book, and I've got a page from the Flower Fairies book. It's the Lady Smock Fairies. So that is two more L things, and I'm going to put them on the back of that page. And then this is it's Phases of the Moon. It's for mariners, actually. It's not exactly a tide table, but it's all the phases of the moon. And again, I've got Lisa's birth date in there. I don't actually know what year she was born. No, she's not that old. No, that's wrong. Anyway, I expect you'll forgive me for not having the correct birth date. We'll do that. Now, this is a piece of eco-dyed paper, and it was sent to me in Happy Mail by a lady from Switzerland. I couldn't believe it. I opened this parcel and there were about a dozen sheets of her wonderful eco-dyed, and she put in some bits of lace and fabric as well. So that is a very special piece of paper, but it's going to go there. I definitely knew that was going to go with that and that. And then this is also kind of a precious piece of paper. It came in Happy Mail. It's old ledger paper, and it's literally the only piece of ledger paper I've got, but I want it in here. So I think what I'm going to do is get Mr. Mac to speed us up a bit while I just shuffle. You know, as I say, it'll take us forever otherwise. So I'll be quiet and I will let Mr. Mac speed us up. Well, we're nearly there. I think that's, I don't know about the straw paper, it's really a bit thin. Oh, I want to put this in somewhere. So this is a junk mail envelope, and I'm going to collage it. So I know that I want the window to be on one side, so let's fold that over. That's going to be coloured and go with the ephemera. So I think, and the other thing is, of course, you know, I'm looking at it and thinking, well, it's a bit plain, but of course the plain pages will be livened up with things like this. So I think I'm going to call that my rough order for now, and I'll just start trimming everything down. I've got that doily might or might not go in. Could go there, maybe. No. Well, that's pretty. Maybe in there. That would be nice. Maybe that. All right, well, so what I want to do is get the guillotine and just start cutting everything, you know, vaguely to size. So I know that one is right. Let's get the guillotine. Pop that out of the way. And we'll do them one at a time. So this one I know I want to make kind of a hinged page here. So let's trim it down. So it's going to be all right that way, I think. Yeah, it's just under 5. It's about 4 3/4, and then height-wise, it's 8. Ah, okay. And I think, do you know what? I think we'll tear it. I think it'd be more interesting torn. Why not? No, I won't. I'll tell you why, because that's going to be hidden. Okay. So I do need to take a wee bit off either end, top and bottom. Let us do that. And let's do that. That's still a bit tall. Don't want to cut off the sentiment at the bottom. Haha, my paper bin's rolled away. Never mind. And then, with any luck, yeah, I can take the white off of there. Right, okay. So hopefully that should fit there. Like so. I've got that kind of feeling that, do you know, I could make a pocket as well, couldn't I? If I glued that into there and glued that. All right, jury's out. We'll leave that, but we'll consider it as cut to the right size. So now, next one. I think I want to keep the tatty bit. So, and I think I'm going to cut it shorter than 7. I'm going to cut it at about 6 3/4, just to give us a little bit of space and variety in page size. Oh, that's interesting. Look, that takes... No, that's the other way around. I don't want to take the pink bit off. Think about it. Okay. I think probably the best thing to do is trim them down, and I can always trim them down a bit more, but obviously I can't add back on, so... I think we'll make that just under 7. I'll hang on to that. I might be able to use it for a hinge at some point, maybe to hinge that envelope. Right. And then we want it to be a little bit shy of 5. I think once I've cut these pages down, I'm going to get really a better idea of how it's all going to look together. So that, as I say, I've already stitched, and I think I'm going to commit and make that into a pocket. either side of the journal. So let's do that for now. And the same the other side. Okay, put that back in. I think the next one I've got is the thistles, and I think they're going to be more or less the right size. No, it's too tall and it's a bit too wide. So I think this one we will treat to go with the tear ruler, just to take away all the straight lines a bit. So obviously I've put Scottish thistles in because Lisa is Scottish and we live in Scotland. This is one of my all-time favourite books. I've had it years. Or I've had one copy for years. I've got another copy now. So I don't mind tearing it up now. I've got a spare. So I'm going to think about whether I'm going to do much distressing in this journal. I don't know. We'll see as we go. Along. Right, I'm going to leave those 2 pages, the next 2 pages, the size that they are. And let's have a look what we can do with the ledger paper. Let's see how tall it is. It's 7. Let's keep the pretty bit in and take the, sorry, it's not 7, it's 8 and a bit, but I think we'll keep that bit and chop off this bit. So I'm going to do that just under 7. As I say, I can always take a bit more off as we go along. And I maybe keep that. It might just go into collage or whatever, just to, you know, tie things together a wee bit. Woo! That's me catching my microphone cable in the trimmer. Where am I up to with that one? Okay. Bet my head's got in while I'm reaching out. Let me put these over here, that'll be easier. Okay, that one I know I need to trim down. Now I'm actually thinking of trimming this about there, and then I'll use that for something else. Yeah, that can maybe be a page tag or something, we'll see. Okay, I think the tide table moon phase thing is going to be about the right size. Oh, it's bang on 7. Okay, well, I think we'll leave that, and it's a bit wider than 5, so I'll do it just under the 5 inches. We're getting to the middle of the book now, so obviously it's all going to get stacked up a bit. Right, this one, I think we'll cut it to whatever the height of this is, or whichever is the, oh, they're all right, they're the same. So that's 6 1/4. That's 6 1/4. That's perfect. I've got a horrible feeling this is going to be a bit wide. It's bang on 5. I'm just going to take a slither, and I do mean a slither, off of this side. Oops. Just kept the L on there, so that's okay. So they're going there, and that's going there. And do you know what I think? Let's glue that down, because then I can trim the top and bottom. Find a glue book. And a glue stick. I've just ordered a whole load of this, the big ones, the 40 grams, and it's only afterwards that I remembered you can now get them blue, and they change to clear, but of course if you have blue you can see exactly where you've put it, so I might just get a blue one to try, and then if I like it the next time I stock up I'll maybe go for the blues. So it's a rotten Dreich day here again in Scotland, just miserable. Had a great weekend, and then, yeah. But I suppose it was good for working folk. They did get a good weekend, and it was their first weekend able to travel. So that, folk did get out and about, which is good. Do you know, I'm going to do it like that, and then I can just trim it. That's all right. And do her. So unfortunately there was an image on the back which is really frustrating. You know, some books have got images just on the one side, but this particular book, the images are on both sides, but I just felt that keeping the daffodil fairy in was the wrong colour, and I'm being pedantic, but there you go. There we go. Right. Let's just slide this. So I'm just going to leave a little tiny gap in the middle here. It'll not show when we come to put it in, but just make it a little bit easier to fold. Right. So let us trim that down. Oof. Right, I'm going to have to take the off the top of the lady's smock here because I didn't line them up. Yep, still there. Okay. And I think the height's fine, isn't it? We agreed the height was okay. Yep. Happy with that. And we'll just straighten it up a bit. That's okay. Yeah, I may have to distress a few little edges just to cover up some odd white bits that I've missed, but it's fine. Okay, where's that going? There, probably. Right, so what have we got? I don't think I can fold this in. I rather stupidly grabbed everything out and started folding it in half, and if I'd thought it through I would have folded in, maybe not in half, and then I could have wrapped things over like the pink one that I've got somewhere. Oh, I can't put my hand on. No. Can't put my hand on that at the moment. Okay, so I'll come in a bit shy of 5, and again I'll hang on to that. That might be useful for hinging. And let's actually, I'm just looking. I just want to trim top and bottom a little bit. To even them up. Right, that's a problem with this paper. See, I've torn it. It's pretty delicate. That's it. It was silly of me to try and cut two bits at once. That's, we got that. And that. And that. And I've still got this. Okay. let's kind of have a look and see what it all looks like now. I know I didn't want that to be there. I'm just kind of... Oh, I haven't cut that bit either. Wait a minute. Should I fold that in? No. No, I'll just cut this to size. So I spent another half hour or so faffing about trying to get myself sorted. So I decided I wouldn't inflict that upon you. And so I am now at a point where I have got, I think, all of my pages and in the order that I want them. So I'll just flip through and show you where we are at and what else needs doing to the pages. So I've changed the front page. That had a picture of a big rose on it, and it was too big and too in your face, particularly if I'm going to be putting various bits and pieces in here. Oh, that's nice. Anyway, so that's my first page, and it's a Stamperia paper, so it's good and sturdy. Then I have swapped out the pale green dyed paper that I had, and this is just plain tea dye. This is my garden journal page. My nautical almanac stayed in. I added in this, which is Indian Locta paper, beautiful texture. Here's my envelope that's going to be a top-loading pocket. It's not a washing machine. This is a top loader. My ledger paper, my thistle paper. Oh, do you know, I think I want that the other way up. Okie dokes. And then I've got my writing paper, my patterned writing paper. This is the piece from the Floral Almanac that I had already stitched together to make 2 pockets. My tea-dyed grid paper. Then this is my bit that I glued these 2 onto some digital paper. So the paper clip's there to remind me that I want to stitch around it. Then I've got my beautiful eco-dyed paper, which I think earlier I said was from a lady in Switzerland, but now I realise it's Sweden. Then I've got this, and you know, I may end up sitting it up the top, because by the time you've put everything in pockets, these things get very bottom heavy. So it doesn't hurt to have a few things higher up. So that's going there. Now I have put my green paper in there. I dyed that with food dye. Got the doily in, just trimmed it down to size. This is the paper for the centre with my moons in it. And then as we go back through, everything's the same until we get to the envelope, because on this side it's got that clear pocket, so whatever goes in there we'll be able to see, which is great. Obviously I won't put a tool tag in, it'll be a journaling card of some sort, but that's that. Then we've got a lot of paper, and the only other thing that's different of course is this bit that I hinged in my lupins onto the garden journal. And I have made a slight boo-boo because I hadn't hinged a page in before, and I'm just trying to think the easiest way to show you. Right, grab a bit of the glue book. I'll just tear it. Okay, so imagine that is this bit, and it was going about that far round. Here's my spine, and then this is my lupins. Now, what I probably should have done was put it like that, and the reason I didn't was because, of course, I realised I was going to have this plain white piece of paper up there, and of course now I realise I could have just collaged over the top, so it wouldn't have mattered, and I would have had a pocket here. But what I did was that, which means that I've kind of made the pocket much smaller than it should have been. But that's all right. Again, it will take, I'll just put a narrower tag in. not that one obviously, but something narrow in there, maybe a bookmark actually, which will just lift out of there, so it's fine. But lesson learned for next time. So I think that's pretty much where we're at. I'll get the bits stitched that need to be stitched, and then in the next video I think we'll do some pockets and some flip outs and maybe collage that envelope. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.